Over the past couple of months, I've had to talk so much about Visa and MasterCard trying to control the video game industry and killing creative freedom. And well, it looks like now we know why, because the VP of Global Sponsorships at Visa is talking about how gaming is no longer just play and they want to work their way into our industry. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, it's no surprise to see a company wanting to break into the gaming industry. It made over $200 billion in 2024. Projections show it's only going to go up, and this is a behemoth of a moneymaker. And so every single company wants to sink their claws into it. They want a piece of the pie. And now it looks like we know exactly why Visa and MasterCard and all of these payment processors are really going after video games. We knew that it wasn't about protecting children, it was about power and control. But when it comes to Visa specifically, they want in the industry, they want to change it for what they are deeming is the better. So Alfie Brody had posted this over on social media. If you do not know who he is, yes, he is very big, very influential. Just to highlight his LinkedIn really quick, by the way, he's got he, him pronouns on his account because that's definitely what people care about. For the past 6 months, he has been the VP of Global Sponsorships at Visa, based in San Francisco, because we definitely couldn't have guessed that. He previously was the Chief Brand and Communications Officer for the NBPA, or the National Basketball Players Association, for just about 2 years. He was the VP and Head of Global Marketing Sports at 2K a couple of years back, and that was for 9 years. He was the Director of Marketing at Gatorade, the Director in Global Marketing Partnerships at the NBA. So he has a very, very long history in sports and just entertainment in general. So that's clearly why they brought him on board. But now he's posting about how they want to change gaming. So it says gaming is no longer just play, it's culture, community, and commerce. Gen Z and Gen Alpha spend more time gaming than on any other media, which I guess it depends on what statistics you're looking at and how you're going upon actually judging those metrics, because if you're looking at social media platforms, then those independently are taking up more of their time. But if you're looking at basically other applications and other forms of entertainment, like if you're comparing it to, say, movies or books, then yes. And just a few weeks ago, we found out that Gen Z was cutting back on video game purchases, like really cutting back. So while they're still playing video games, they're not spending as much money, or they're not buying brand new $70 AAA titles. So that also doesn't particularly help his cause. But regardless, we're moving on. It says, though, that at Visa, our mission is to uplift everyone everywhere by being the best way to pay and be paid. Now we're bringing that purpose into the gaming ecosystem. Ah, yes, guys, because nothing screams forming a community and trying to uplift everyone like debanking your competition. As Director, Global Gaming Partnerships, you'll lead the charge in building transformative collaborations with publishers, platforms, leagues, and creators, reimagining how payments power the future of play. This role is about more than partnerships. It's about 1, building global strategies that unlock new opportunities for players and partners alike. 2, driving innovation where gaming and commerce collide. 3, championing economic empowerment in one of the fastest growing cultural movements on the planet. If you're passionate about gaming, inspired by culture, and ready to make an impact on a global stage, we want you on our team, ready to help shape the future of gaming at Visa. Apply now. And it does lead to a lot of different, pages and job opportunities, but they talk about how, Visa is obviously a world leader in payments and technology, with over 259 billion payments transactions flowing safely between consumers, merchants, financial institutions, and government entities in more than 200 countries and territories each year. Yeah, this is why they feel that they can do whatever the fuck they want. The job description is the global video game industry is experiencing explosive growth and has become a dominant force in entertainment, culture, and commerce, driven by the deep engagement of Gen Z and Gen Alpha, who spend more time gaming than on any other media. These digital native generations see gaming not just as play, but as social connection, creative expression, and identity. It's so fucking hilarious to me that they frame it as if they actually care about the video game industry. And I know they have to, so they can actually get people to apply for this job and make it seem like, oh my gosh, your job is safe for years and years to come because there's so much explosive growth. But we know that these companies overhire and then they go through layoffs. And I just had recently done a video with this very funny fucking statistic, but we had just found out that more than 50% of the jobs lost in video games were in California, and they're obviously in San Francisco. So I just think that this is so funny, guys. This definitely is going to go the way that they expect. Now, heading back to Alfie Brody's post for a minute here, the way that he is framing this is, of course, that he wants to uplift everybody. He wants to uplift consumers, developers, companies, when really we have seen Visa killing their competition over the past couple of weeks. Initially, it was the excuse that, oh, they need to protect the children and they need to promote safety online. And it seemed that they were probably pushing this so quickly and so heavily because of the UK Online Safety Act, but then it really just boiled down to it ruining their brand image because that's what they told Valve. And now we see that there's another piece to this puzzle, and that's that Visa wants a slice of the gaming industry pie. They want to make money out of it. And so when they talk about driving innovation where gaming and commerce collide and championing economic empowerment, really just boils down to them wanting control. Sure, they know that they cannot get rid of the Microsofts, the Sonys, the Nintendos, but they're not trying to target them with their new policy enforcements when it comes to getting rid of mature themes. They're targeting basically everybody else. They're targeting pornographic titles, so developers who are making NSFW content. I'm sure that there are going to be developers who are going to have problems in the future, even just with mature themes like violence and gore. And I've always said I don't think that the GTAs and the Witchers, right, are going to be as affected right now, but in 10 years or 15 years, that could be the case. Censorship is a slippery slope, and when a Visa is trying to work their way into the industry and they are coming into it with this significantly tarnished reputation already, it's not going to help their case. We know that gamers are extremely passionate. We know that gamers are extremely vocal and gamers are willing to protect their hobbies tooth and nail. And do you really think that if there's a project that releases that Visa is affiliated with in any way, shape, or form, that's going to go well? I'm not talking about accepting payments via Visa or whatever. I'm talking about like a Visa brand name on an upcoming video game, Visa partnering with a gaming company. Yeah, that's not going to go particularly well for them. And while we've been talking a lot about censorship and obviously Visa and MasterCard kind of having a monopoly, in my opinion, they should be regulated as a utility. But we've been talking about how Visa and MasterCard should technically not be allowed to debank a company like Valve, given Trump's recent executive order. I know that it had 180 days, and maybe once those 180 days comes around, Valve will start slinging around lawsuits. I just don't know if they're going to do that because they are worried about damaging their platform. And yes, losing access to credit card payments, right, would damage them given they just lost PayPal payments except for 5 major currencies. We can clearly see that this isn't about supporting or uplifting gamers or the industry. It's about embedding corporate interests into the heart of gaming culture. It's a calculated move to push narratives, influence player behavior, and slowly shift the control of the gaming ecosystem into the hands of corporations that profit from every single click, every purchase, and every engagement. Behind the flashy marketing and the feel-good messaging, it's all about control and profit. Follow the money, and the motive becomes clear. So I'll definitely be keeping my eye on the situation. It is disheartening to see this happening, and if I was an indie developer, I would be extremely worried right now. And while we know that they're clearly not trying to directly go against the Microsofts and Sonys and Nintendos because they're not fully debanking them yet, we do know now that it really just boils down to Visa wanting to sink their claws into the video game industry and start their industry-wide domination. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.